The Pats are coming on today. Here comes the pain train. Whoop, whoop. Boy Green Daily starts right freaking now, baby. Let's roll.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Pats on today, baby. I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your friggin' podcast. Welcome to the program, everybody, live here on a Monday morning, a little after 7 friggin' 30. And yes, that's right. After a day off yesterday, the Pats come on today for the New York Jets, baby. And I can't wait to get into it. And we have more on our topic of conversation in the YouTube description down below. If you guys would like to read that column, feel free to do so. But before we do, this is off topic. But I got a DM from Jared B., our boy, our moderator of sorts, for the comment section, also involved in the Discord. He sent me an article at the beginning of this show, right before the beginning of the show. And I wanted to throw it up on the screen for you guys. It may have been the dumbest headline I've ever seen. But let's throw it up on the screen. This is from Marca.com. The headline: Aaron Rodgers' authority challenged by top receiver in concerning video from Jets training camp. Seriously. Now we got the subtitle here. Garrett Wilson refused to back down from, quote-unquote, alpha quarterback. Just when you think you've seen it all. First off, I've never even heard of Marca. I don't even know what that is. That may be the dumbest headline I've ever heard. And, of course, they're referencing the video we talked about the other day here on the show where you had Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers in a very passionate conversation. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that there was some fiery nature to it. It was passionate and I loved it, to be honest with you. It was very interesting. To be honest, I want more of it. But I can't believe that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Aaron Rodgers' authority challenged. Here's the thing that I love. Some people have asked me, I've been on a lot of radio shows and fellow Jet shows, and people have asked, what's the difference between this year and last year for the New York Jets? And one of the big differences is last year, there was a honeymoon phase for Aaron Rodgers. Oh my gosh, the Jets just traded for this Hall of Fame quarterback. Wow, phenomenal. It was all gravy. And there's still the honeymoon for a lot of Jet fans because we're like, oh my God, this freaking Aaron Rodgers is spectacular. But the difference with this year is Garrett Wilson is no longer, oh my gosh, hi Aaron Rodgers. I'm Garrett Wilson. Like, Garrett Wilson has confidence. He knows the playbook. He's not learning it in the same offseason that he's meeting Aaron Rodgers with Nathaniel Hackett coming in. He knows the offense. And now he's getting to a comfortability level with Aaron Rodgers, where Aaron Rodgers can say, hey, why don't you run this? And Garrett's like, yeah, I can run this, but what if I do this? And it's confidence. It's knowing the playbook. It's being able to challenge the Hall of Famer. The Hall of Fame, it's what people say, like, who could possibly be the OC for Aaron Rodgers? He knows more than any offensive coordinator could ever know. That's what people say. And there's new ideas. Aaron Rodgers is not perfect. He's really good. He's going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. First ballot, unquestioned. Get the bust ready for Canton, Ohio. But he can improve. There are new things that can be. Aaron Rodgers even told the media that he's never worked with a receiver like Garrett before. He's so unique. He's Gumby-like. He has unique movements. He brings a basketball profile to the NFL. He's a fascinating player, a very fascinating player. He is very fluid in his routes. And Aaron Rodgers has talked about some of the complicated natures of that because Garrett Wilson does a lot of winging it sounds insulting, but it's not. There's just a lot of additional chutzpah that Garrett Wilson utilizes in his game that he could almost, while he's faking out a defender, he can almost fake out Aaron Rodgers with his ability to fake out. So as Garrett Wilson has gained confidence, he's able to turn to Aaron Rodgers confidently and says, hey, man, we need some more of this. And they can have a very fiery conversation. So, again, I repeat before I even saw this headline that I want to see more of that. I want to see more challenging. It's good for business. Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson want the same thing. They want to win football games. They want to put up crazy stats. They want to win the Super Bowl. So, fiery conversations are just dandy with me because they want to get to the same goal. So, thank you, Jared B., for sending me this because I don't know if I would have saw this otherwise. But Marca, and let me see if I can see who the hell wrote this. Who wrote this? Parker Johnson, whoever you are. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And shame on you. Shame on Marca, the website. Shame on you, the writer. Stupid. Stupid. You're an idiot. If I had like some shadow realm or something, I'd throw your ass in it. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like almost like a toss to Jake in a couple hours when he does his show. Throw him in the shadow realm. Idiot. Absolute idiot. But I guess we should have known this was coming with the media. Ah, dumbass. Oh, here we go. We go to Snowball. Marca is my Italian sports website. Sorry, I was just fishing for clicks. Well, I appreciate you owning up to it. A little late, but I appreciate it nonetheless. That, stupid. Absolutely stupid. I was going to start the show somewhere else, but sorry. That just kind of happened. Terrence Hill asks, did I see Breece Hall was on the pivot? I saw he was on the pivot, but I did not see the episode yet, so I got to catch up on that. But good question, Terrence. That looks phenomenal. I'm also behind on Origins. I've not seen the DJ Reed one. I've not seen the Garrett Wilson one. I kind of got lost this weekend, so I'm going to have to catch up on a lot of New York Jets content. More on all that stuff in just a minute, but, we'll get in there. Oh, so Snowball's real name is Parker Johnson. That's good to know because we just have only known Snowball. Yeah, we'll have to come up with our own shadow realm, I guess, Terrence. I don't want to just copy paste of the J. I have no idea what you would call it, but we do need something. But no, the thing I did want to get into is, and we didn't really get into it yesterday with Brandon Pacris with the P, and we'll definitely get into it later this week with Nick Faria. Takk McKinley, folks, is turning heads at New York Jets training camp. He is creating buzz. And it was one of those signings in June that you're like, all right, former first rounder, sure, have a chance. He has a connection, of course, to Jeff Ulbrich from his time in Atlanta. And it's interesting. And you say to yourself, like, okay, let's kind of see what he brings to the table. This Takk McKinley guy. And holy friggin' crap, Takk McKinley, it's been spectacular. And in a weird way, I mean, don't we have to thank Hassan Reddick for not showing up? Because, let's be honest, if he was here, which we'll see if we get some surprise at training camp in a little bit here, or some breaking news coming to my phone at any moment, of him reporting suddenly today if they figured something out. I don't know that for sure. We will see. But Hassan Reddick not being there actually works out because that gave Takk McKinley an opportunity to step the hell up. That is given opportunities to Eric Watts, Leonard Taylor III, all of these edge and interior defensive linemen that are rotating around to get opportunities that they wouldn't have had otherwise. So you know what? Thank you, Hassan Reddick, for skipping out and being fined somewhere in the ballpark of $750,000. I don't know what it's at. It was $300,000 before he started, and then $50,000 a day, and I don't know where we are. But boy, money's adding up. Plus, Josina Anderson tweeted out yesterday that he is set to lose some serious moolah. Let me go to Josina Anderson here. So she broke the positive news over the weekend that there was almost a breakthrough in contract discussions. Let me see. I know. Steelers note. Oh, yeah. Holdout notes. This is from Josine Anderson yesterday. The Jets' 6th day of training camp is Monday. That's today, where pads come on. Under CBA Article 4, Section 9, a player who's missed 6 preseason days from the start of camp may be required to forfeit up to 15% of his forfeitable salary allocations for that year and an additional 1% of said total for each additional day missed after that, up to a maximum of 25% during the preseason. It's important to note the above penalty for breach of contract is separate from the daily $50,000 a day fine that's mandatory for missing camp on a veteran contract. Alternatively, the breach of contract penalty is discretionary. But that's long story short. That is Guatemalan for that's about to be a lot of money out of Hassan Reddick's paycheck. We will see if that one will certainly come from somewhere. But boy, while I'm not Hassan Reddick's agent or representation, he may want to show up. But putting that aside, I appreciate that he didn't show up, initially at least, because that means Tack McKinley has had an opportunity to step up. And here are some of the tweets people were saying about him. Nick Ferry, who joins our show every Wednesday, called him completely unblockable in team. He was referencing the Saturday practice that happened. And by the end of the practice, he had his 2nd sack of the day and 6 sacks in 3 days, according to Nick Ferry. He has just been going crazy and lighting him up. And shout out to Let's Talk Jets for the video online of him just running through who looked like Austin Deculus, who was coming around the bend, who would have been a sack. Obviously, they don't touch quarterbacks in camp, but you let everybody know, oh, yeah, I would have sacked his ass if this was a real live scenario. And he's been looking spectacular. And, the start of McKinley's career looked great. He had 13 sacks in 2 years. You're kind of like, okay, there's something here. And then the production just never hit. And he's been a journeyman, joining all kinds of teams. He's only had 7 sacks from 2019 through 2023. It's the Jets just kicked the tires. It's $1.12 million, no guaranteed money whatsoever. And he's just been a journeyman, just kind of bouncing around the league. After spending his 4-year standard contract rookie deal with the Falcons, he has just bounced around the league with, I believe it's 6 different teams over the last 4 years. So he has just been going all over the place. But Robert Saleh said the other day, here was the direct quote on that. Quote, he has an opportunity to resurrect himself. Tack is still young. He's 28 years of age, by the way, turns 29 in November. Go back to the quote. He's a relentless worker. Again, he possesses all the traits that we coveted on our defensive line. This will be the first opportunity for him to kind of be in that front that just lets him rip the way that we do. Excited for him to get the pads on to see where he goes from here, which is what all the coaches have been saying about all the trench play that we've seen thus far. Pads come on today. How does Will McDowell look? Let's see the pads. Eric Watts, the offensive lineman, Olu Fashanu getting some reps, Tyron Smith getting some reps, Morgan, all these guys. That's what I'm excited about today. It gets real today. I love that. Office, Terry Tate, office linebacker. Whoop, whoop. I tweeted out the clip before the show of here comes the pain train, baby. Everyone's not going to be lighting each other up in practice, but the level of, chutzpah picks up significantly from that perspective. It absolutely does. The juice gets picked up significantly, and I'm excited about it. So, again, let's pray to all the injury gods that we're taken care of here for sure, because obviously with pads, physicality and intensity and things of that nature pick up. But it is key in evaluating the trench warfare. It is absolutely key. I see Hep, by the way, jumping on in here. He says, come on, folks, hit the like button. I watch on my TV with the sound down. I use my phone to hit the like button, make comments. I love it. That's a good combination, Hep. We appreciate you. Yeah, the free way to contribute, the 300 people that are watching live right now, make sure you guys like the friggin' video, hit subscribe, and so you don't miss anything. And if you want to go to the next step and you want me to do a jig and dance all over the place, well, you can join the Boy Green Coffee Club, which is a YouTube membership group that includes so much more than that. The access to our Discord, which has been going spectacular. I love it. And, of course, the emojis that are unlocked. Shout out to Snowballs in the chat. Again, we still got to come up with one. I think I have to try to put together a proposal on a Bmac over with him in the Jets hat. We'll see. Although he's just been continually to piss people off. With the Jets and Packers hat at the same time and the way the Jets hat was handled. A lot of people, they're not feeling great about him. So I'm not sure if they're going to want to push for that emoji. But nonetheless, let's get some memberships. We'll play some draft chimes. We'll celebrate like nobody's business. So feel free to take advantage, either purchasing your own membership or gifting them to others. We love to see it. So keep it rolling. One of the other players, we'll see if we have time to do this in a separate video, but shout out to Tariq Cohen, who Robert Sauer said the juice is back, baby. And that's great to hear. It's incredibly exciting. So, hey, baby, Tariq Cohen could have that inside track to special teams. I'd love to see it. He looks great. Could be that other running back. Could steal Izzy's spot, and God knows what else he could do. And Tack, in that particular highlight that's in the article, appears to be going against Austin Deculus, number 70, on the Jets offensive line. But all the sacks over the last couple of days, I don't know who specifically went up against each time. I just know in that particular instance, it was Deculus. Bmac should be on probation. There could be word to that. The 411 in the house on New York Sports. Happy Monday and good morning to BG and the BG Coffee crew, baby. We are the Boy Green Coffee Club. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, we're here, baby, on a Monday as the pads come on. As we wait the Hassan Reddick news, which again, it's quiet on that front. It's very quiet on that front right now, but we'll see. It looked like he was going to potentially be here for practice today. As far as I know, there is no Hassan Reddick action to report outside of what Josine Anderson said yesterday and over the weekend. Doesn't look like there's anything here. So let's keep an eye out for it. Rich Samini said on Instagram over the weekend that he would not be surprised. He would not be surprised if Hassan Reddick was at camp today. So we'll see that it does indeed happen. But again, shout out to Josine Anderson, for getting on top of that story for sure. Okay, let me see here. Oh, boy. Yeah, here we go. We got a membership, baby. Let me scroll on up. Let's give the proper friggin' love here on the program to... Wait 1 second. Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah, stop freezing up. Here we go. Let's sit. Let me go to... here we go. I want to pull up Jared's thing here first, and let's play the chimes, baby. Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's give a special shout-out to Suavecito. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout-out to Jared B. for making that happen. Suavecito, welcome to the program, my brother from another mother. Boom shakalaka. Emojis and all kinds of fun. Plus the check, it's painted green, baby. Looks to be great. That is great. By the way, R&R says, Bmac needs to put Boy Green on the TV. That would be hilarious. If we call him and we're like Inception seeing ourselves on that TV, that'd be pretty cool. So there's a good idea from R&R on what that could be. That would be awesome. Yeah, please do. And shout out to Jared B. for spreading the love. I like to see it. So beautiful. Let's keep the memberships flowing, baby. Let's keep them flowing. All right, let's open up the phone lines, you crazy bastards. Let's see what's up. Okay. Let's see. Let's get the call-in link in there so you guys can jump on the show. Let's see here. Ba-boom. That is now in. So you guys can call into the program. Let me just pin that to the top right quick like. Beep, boop, boop. Also, while we're waiting for that, so that is now pinned if you'd like to call into the show, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. But before we get there, I guys want to show you, I added a new shirt to the Boy Green shop last night. Shout out to my boy Joe Branham, Sheriff Joe Bags, for making the design on this. I love this. So every year, I've been doing fantasy football for like 20 years. And every year, I come up with a Jets fantasy football team name that's got some sort of relation to the Jets, and I use it for all my teams that year, and then I retire it and find a new one. And my fantasy football team name this year is Aaron. Where are you? Of course, a shout out to Key and Peel. And here it is. This is our shirt that's in the shop right now. we got our substitute teacher, Ron. Where are you? On the front. And let me see if I can flip the back. Yeah, there we go. Let's flip it to the back. And then Boy Green 25, baby. This is one of the greatest shirts we've ever made. I love it. Ron, where are you? And I will tell you. So I get a fantasy football team shirt every year for the team name that I create or pick. And then we do a live fantasy draft from a bar later, right before the season, obviously. And then I wear that shirt at the bar and do a whole shish kebab. Oh, it's spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. So, guys, you pick up that shirt, baby. It is awesome. I love it. I already ordered it. It's already on the way for me. So feel free to jump on the train. It is great. All right, let's hop on over to the phone lines, baby, and let's keep this train rolling. We've got the great and apparently the central focus on the television for him and his family. Some Boy Green Daily action. Let's bring in Hep. What's up, Hep? Good morning.
Hey, Paul. Hey, I'm curious. I missed what did Bmac do?
So, Bmac, let's see. Oh, like in general with his life, or like specifically?
What was his offense? What did he?
Okay, so yesterday. So again, when you guys are about to call into the show, I can see you like in this like green room setting, like you're waiting to come on the show. And when Bmac called in, I'll just spill it. When Bmac called in yesterday, he was wearing a Packers hat. I saw it down there. I'm like, oh, okay, that's going to be an interesting choice. And by the time I was able to get to the call and go all the way down there, he had switched to a Jets hat. I'm like, what happened there? Like, did he have a change of heart? Was he always going to the Jets hat and he just made the wrong choice like what happened there? And then so I bring him on. I said, hey, that's not the hat you were wearing. You did a wardrobe change. And he said, fine, I'll wear them both. Boop boop. And then he was wearing them on top of each other. It started to offend a lot of people in the chat. Like, what the hell? Why did we even give him this hat? People were saying, and it just turned into a whole shish kebab yesterday.
Did he put the Green Bay hat over the Jet hat?
He did, yes. Yeah. That's a no-no. That's a fashion faux pas. I don't really know what he was thinking there. No.
Well, thanks for keeping me posted, Paul. You do great work, bud.
You bet. You bet, Hep. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, I got to make sure that we explain the situation. Hep brings up a great point that we got to make sure we lay it thick. I believe we have Bmac on the show, but I don't see his camera on, so I guess I'll just bring him on. Bmac. Bmac, you're on mute, man. Oh, wait, there you are.
Yeah. My camera's dark, so I have to put it on this.
Okay, wait, but I'm trying to. Your light's not working, man. I just tried to clap on, but nothing was happening.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it's payback from your channel or something like that. Because I will.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, go ahead. Flip it the other way. Let me see if we can make you out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep on something.
No, that's okay. Yeah. Do your buttons. Yeah. Oh no, this is great.
Dark.
No, yeah, it's okay. This is fine. You can keep it on that. That's great. We could still see the TV behind you. It's still great. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So can you still you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you anymore. I can see you before. Right. It's a little darker. I just got to try to squint and make you out a little bit more, but that's fine. I don't mind.
Do you want me on the dark camera or just like this?
Yeah, get a dark camera, baby. Let's go. We need to see your beautiful face. Come on, man.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know why it's like this, but
So you're saying that this is just the camera, that it's actually lit in that room, but the camera is not making it appear lit.
Yeah,
or the lights off.
No. It is lit.
Okay, so it's like you're like in a normal room right now, but for whatever reason, it's just not picking up the. Oh, okay. Wait, why didn't you just do that then?
I don't know. Maybe it was my room because I turned on my light and it's back to normal. So I don't know. I mean, at first I thought it was my camera, and then I lift up my light just to see what it changed, and then I don't know. So it probably was my room because my light was off. So I don't know.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
yeah. Well, I'm glad that we're able to help you through that.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you, thank you.
God bless.
Making, because I know before, and just like I was in like a horror movie, it seemed like a little bit, but yeah,
Yeah, that's okay. Well,
now
again,
I'm glad I'm
you
back in my normal form.
yeah, you've
But
entered the light. You've entered the light. Yes.
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, today it's a should be exciting day. The Jets are gonna be back out there with pads on. Now we get to really see, what's what, or hear what's what. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the other thing is that the whole Rodgers, Garrett Wilson. I mean, like, are you shocked that the media trying to slander his name? Like,
I guess I shouldn't be, but that's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, again, I love it. So I will just admit I was foolish. You're right. I should have saw this coming. I should have, with two guys yelling at each other. I was about to say I could see it, but I can't. I can't see how an idiot could have saw that clip and went, ha ha ha, let me get some clicks. Because to be honest, so many people must have clicked on that poor excuse for an article on Marca, whatever that is. I've never heard of that till today. But so many people like myself must have clicked on that, which is exactly what they wanted. But it's Jared's fault because he's the one who DM'd me it. So, like, I blame him completely. But it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But again, I shouldn't be surprised because people do this kind of thing all the time. The good thing is I want to keep seeing it because they are pushing each other to be great, and that's what you want to see. But yeah, that may be the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't be shocked if the media outlets and national media people talk about it today. Chris Counties and Cowherds and Nick Wrights and I mean, I won't be shocked if none of them brings it up. At least one of them are going to bring it up.
No, for sure. No, yeah.
Maybe first take Stephen A. Smith, something like that. Or,
could be a whole segment.
Yeah, God. But yeah, I will definitely avoid that. It's just now if it was Tom Brady and somebody else, that's Tom Brady pushing his guys to be great. You know what I mean?
That's what Scott Foster 23 said, a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. If Brady does the same thing, he's dubbed the competitive leader. Funny how that works.
Yeah. But God forbid Rodgers do it. Oh my God, he's a cancer gamer.
Yep.
Let's start, sound the fire or stuff, whatever. I do want to ask you, I know yesterday, I was going to ask you this yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to because, you had Brendan on, you got people going on. But sure. Now you're a Jet fan, so you probably might be a little biased or not, but since Jordan Love got his deal, which now this is only going to this season, you know what I mean? Only not the past, not like that, but going to this season. Which quarterback, like for 1 year or going to this year, which quarterback would you take? You take Rodgers or you take Love?
Come on, man. Come on.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Putting me up. Stop playing. Bmac, come on. Okay, I said the stupidest thing that I read was that Marca thing. But the stupidest thing I've ever heard is that question you just asked me. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Come on, Bmac. So Jordan Love, here's the thing. Packers fans should be happy. They went from Hall of Famer Brett Favre to Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers to who knows what Jordan Love's going to be. But the good news for you sick Packer fan bastards, that you have a 4-leaf clover shoved so far up your tuchus that you're just tasting St. Patty's Day every day with all the quarterbacks you guys continue to stumble into. You guys should be happy that you got Jordan Love because he seems like an exciting young player. But for the love of everything that's holy, that first half of the season last year was god-awful, and he obviously picked it up. The second half was spectacular. He's got sexy numbers. They should have beaten the 49ers, and they would be in the NFC Championship game against your rival Detroit Lions, and that would have been spicy, and that would have been in Detroit instead of on the West Coast in San Francisco. But Jordan Love threw a dumbass interception, and that's why they didn't. So, as you ask me, Paul, this answer may be biased. I'll just be as straight as I can. This answer is not biased. Any person that is breathing on the planet would pick Aaron Rodgers going into this season, but there's some that don't like Aaron Rodgers, so maybe they won't. If the Martians are invading and there's 2 minutes on the clock and one quarterback I can pick between Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers to save us all or we all die, I'm picking Aaron Rodgers. And this is not an all-time thing. This is this season thing. I believe more and Aaron Rodgers. Now, you say the next 5 years, maybe I say Jordan Love because I don't know how much longer Aaron Rodgers is going to play. He told Judy Batista on the NFL Network 2 days ago, whatever it was, that he still plans on playing 2 more seasons, 2024 and 2025. That's what he plans on doing. So we'll see if that's true. I might pick Jordan Love for the next 5 years, but for this season coming up, come on, man. That's we're absolutely picking Aaron Rodgers. But we do have a super chat in from Ron Weiss here. Let's play it. Very sneaky here by Bmac. Bmac sneaking in more Packer talk and a hands-off Mr. Esden Sr. allowed you to ask this Jordan Love Aaron Rodgers question. Let me throw this at you, Paul. It's really interesting. This. And it's just Green Bay Packers talk you're getting here on this show. Smooth operator. Nice try, B-Mac. I see what you're trying to do
Love, you know Jordan Love got his money, so you know he's going to be the talk of the town today.
Sure, he secured the bag, and again, he will be a prominent conversation on my radio show today, I would imagine, because my radio partner was out on Friday, and it's happened over the weekend. Oh, yeah, I'm sure we'll be talking about all this crazy money going around to different guys. So, yeah, we'll be talking about it for sure. There's no doubt about it. But like I said, Packers fans should be happy. Just to reiterate, Packers fans should be happy with Jordan Love. They should be happy that he somehow found another quarterback. That's awesome. There are a lot of organizations that haven't found one quarterback their whole history. You guys have 3 back-to-back that seem pretty gosh darn good. So that's wonderful. But in terms of the season, I'm still picking Aaron Rodgers. To me, I don't think there's bias. I just think there's so much left unproven with Jordan Love, which is a crazy thing to say since he's the highest paid quarterback in football now. But that's the nature of the beast. That's the market. That's what happens.
And hands off Mr. No. All of these hands are going to be on Mr. Senior. All of these hands are going to be on them. All right. Match is still on. Hopefully he's going to be on Saturday. All right.
He's actually, wait, let me make sure I have this right. He'll be on Sunday this week. Sunday this upcoming week.
With Sunday, I be here.
There you go.
And ready.
It is Sunday, August 4th. For those counting at home, my father asked for a pivot, and hey, he's a superstar. We'll move heaven and earth for him. Sunday, August 4th is when he's supposed to be coming up on the show.
Well, I'll be here Sunday, primed and ready, warming up.
Oh, beautiful.
You know what I mean? So,
okay, can't wait.
Because he don't know what's coming.
Oh, wow.
I mean?
Okay.
And
should be a doozy.
Until he puts some respect on AR8's name, you know what I mean? Then I lay off. Fair enough. But until then, I'm coming. All right.
Okay. I like that.
And then one more question is Jets related. All right.
Okay. All right. That's good for a Jet show. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Jets related. Now Mike Williams. What's the? I know he was on the PUP list, but but I know he can get activated off that list at any time. Maybe
that's
today.
Correct.
But I think he's still a wise away. Do you think now? I get why people said they need to get Devontae because because people are concerned about his Mike Williams availability. But if Mike Williams comes and plays week 1 or week 2, and if he's healthy the whole year, and let's say no injuries, but let's say if the wide receiving core is healthy all year, and you have Mike Williams, Patrick Corley, obviously you got Garrett Wilson, that's your number 1. You still got Jason Brownlee and them, maybe slot guys. Alan Lazard seems like he's stepping up in practice, huge these last few days. And y'all wide receiver core is healthy for the whole year. Do y'all still pursue Devontae Adams, or y'all would get Devontae Adams if a big injury occurred?
It's a great question. First off, I don't believe Mike Williams could technically be activated today because that's within the rules. But I imagine we're still a couple weeks out from Mike Will, maybe middle of August, somewhere in there. That's when Breece Hall was activated August 15th last year. The Jets also did start training camp earlier, so that's possible. But But to your point, if everything is perfect, Mike Williams is back fully healthy, you go to the rest of the team and you're going through that group, maybe you don't need Devontae Adams, but maybe the Jets still convince themselves, let's just get another piece, because once a trade deadline passes and you have injuries, you won't have any other way to add talent as opposed to free agency or something. So maybe they do it if they're just like, you know what, let's just, if it's within reason, right? The price is within reason. I think there is a chance that they can still do it. But, if everyone's healthy and everything's going, slam jam, thank you, ma'am, maybe, they don't even think about it because everything's just going so great. So that's possible, I would say. By the way, we get another super chat coming in here from Dre Correa, baby. Let's play it, baby. Dre Correa coming in. What's up, brother? See all the time on the Jake Esmond show. He's a great guy. I love Bmac, but A-Rod all day. Join me on a 28 touchdown island where Garrett Wilson scored 28 touchdowns this year. A-Rod will be MVP. And Garrett Wilson will be Offensive Player of the Year. The single season record for a wide receiver in touchdowns is Randy Moss, who has 23 touchdowns in a single season. So Aaron Rodgers given 28 tutties to Garrett Gastar Wilson. Dre Correa, I like the cut of your jib, pal. Give me that all friggin' day, please. That would be spectacular. That is worthy of another one of these. Spectacular. Yes, sir. Give me 28 touchdowns all day, baby.
Love it, Dre. I'm totally with Dre. I think 28 and Garrett Wilson do that, man. I mean, might welcome to the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? If that happens right away, 28 TDs, I love it. And hey, MVP. No, the last time Rodgers was counted out, and people said he was done, he was finished. When they drafted Jordan Love, Rodgers came back, MVP, came back again, MVP. So, and that wasn't that long ago. He was 37, 38. He's 40 now. People think that he went back-to-back MVPs a decade ago. No, that was 2020, 2021. We're in 2024. So it's not unrealistic that for him to come back and do something like that again.
Well, I would just say, if Garrett Wilson gets 28 touchdowns, first off, hopefully I'm a very happy man in fantasy football because I will try to get Garrett Wilson in as many leagues as possible to beat the single season record by 5 touchdowns. That would be obviously historic. So, Dre, speak it into existence, my brother, from another mother. That is spectacular. And John Hepburn says, Bmac versus Senior in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Yes, sir. Damn straight. I love it. Absolutely. Also, by the way, we got another membership coming in. Shout out to Uncle Tio, the 411 on New York Sports. For joining the group, King Lowski. Wow. Okay, the legendary King Lowski is now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Okay, all righty. Thank you. Very nice. And shout out again, you could catch the 411 on New York Sports every Friday night at 6 o'clock. So sweet, King Lowski. Royalty, the Lord, our Lord. Yes. Wow. Holy friggin' crap. That is quite nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, Bmac, thank you for the call, pal. Appreciate the support and the figuring out how light works. Any way we can help.
Before I go, just to make sure I'm still on board with the Jet fans, can I do a Jet chant?
Go ahead. See.
All right. J-E-T-S, Jet. Very
nice. And yeah, there is, I don't know what fire, I should probably ask Fireman Ed this when he goes, welcome, like on the edge of our seat, boom. Because I did that for the Hall of Fame when me, Jake, and Matt O'Leary were together. But we'll work on that later. But great stuff, Bmac. Thank you. Thank you for joining the show. What a beautiful JETS chant. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Oh, boy. Look at this beautiful jersey. EZ joins us, the 2-3. Is that a 7-3? Oh, thank God. That's a Joe Klecko jersey, baby. You love to see it, the Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Yeah, damn right.
Love that. Damn, I'm just so happy that it finally happened because, to be honest, I think a lot of people were reserved to the fact that maybe it never would, which would be sad.
We got to get
And,
Gastineau in. I mean,
100%.
Gastineau
That'd be
changed the
great.
game. He changed the game. He changed the
He did.
game. Everyone bitched at him for the sack dance. Now, everybody does a dance. If a tackle for a loss is a dance. It's crazy.
Yeah, very much so. By the way, people were asking, the Hall of Fame game is this Thursday. So it is Texans Bears, I believe. That is this Thursday. So preseason starts, and then we're in full flower the following week. We play Jets Commanders, and we have the joint practice that week too. So yeah, Hall of Fame game, football's back, baby. It's all here. It's going to be great.
Yeah. So, Paulie, how many jerseys do you have?
If I had to, I don't have a number for it. I'd probably say 72 is probably the number I have.
You got me beat. I got a few, but I don't know. I got to get I think I want to get a white JJ this year.
Ooh, that'd be great. I love what they've done with the jerseys. I have the thing I probably have to get. So I have a bunch of Spotlight whites, the legacy whites, because it felt like the Jets were going to change the jersey. I got like Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, but I don't have any of the new stuff, like the new jerseys that have come out this offseason, like the green legacy or the black legacy. I have neither of those, but those look great. So a Garrett Wilson 5 would be great. You can never go wrong with the Rodgers, but yeah, I got to swim in those waters for sure.
I've never been a big quarterback jersey guy. I only have 2 quarterback jerseys, and they are, my beloved Kenny O'Brien. I love Kenny. I have an autographed one.
Ooh, wow.
I'll show you.
Oh,
real quick.
Please do. Yeah. Give us the MTV Cribs tour here. Wow. Oh, that's awesome, man. Kenny O.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, that's nice. I love that. People don't give enough love to Kenny O. I freaking love Kenny O.
He was one of the best quarterbacks we ever had. I mean, I remember the epic wars we had with Miami, with Marino and him. And believe me, we won more of those games than not. I mean, there were a couple that, Marino got us with the fake spike, and God, nothing pissed me off in my life more than that fake spike. But in retrospect, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Sure. Yeah, he got it.
You play to the whistle.
You can't just assume and make things 1,000%. But we got it back. The Wesley Walker 4 tutties. Oh yeah, we got it back.
Was O'Brien involved in the game with Jumbo Elliott? Or was that?
I think that's past him. Yeah. Yeah, I think that had to have been Vinny.
But I have to say, the scummiest thing that the Jets ever did, and this is the thing that this almost turned me off as a Jet fan.
Really?
Was when was now, don't get me wrong, I love this player too. I didn't like the way the Jets did this.
All right.
When they brought in Boomer Esiason, gave him that number 7 jersey at the press conference, and nobody had told Kenny O'Brien a goddamn thing.
Oh, that's messed up. That's messed up.
That was horrible.
Yeah, they've done some bad stuff to team guys. So, whether you go back to Kenny O, how David Harris was tossed out of the building in the middle of June, July, unceremoniously.
They fired Pete Carroll because because Rich Kotite was dating Leon Hess's daughter at the time.
Yeah, come on, man.
How'd that work out?
Not great. Not great.
And there is one thing. I have one. I always have my one complaint.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm happy that we went back to the Jet logo with the Jet on it.
Yes, we have it up there, up in the top corner of the screen. Yep.
But why, in God's name, does this organization, excuse my French, have to finger fuck everything? They're saying, oh, well, we changed the logo just a little bit to make the plane look faster. Oh, so you make it look faster by taking the pointy nose away and giving it a snub nose.
Yes.
Just and then the jet stream behind it, they made it fatter. It looks stupid. There's just left it the fuck alone. Oh my God, this team just—it's like The art room has to get involved. Oh, well, we streamlined this and we made this, and we changed the distance between. Who gives a fuck? I'm sorry. It's just they have to do something stupid to everything.
Yes. Wow. This will be a new daily bit of airing of grievances. I do like this. I do like this getting off your chest.
What do you think about them having to tweak the logo? I mean, seriously. What's your feeling on that?
Yeah, I love that they went back to the 80s inspiration. And I know they have all these alternates. So shout out to Gator, who obviously made this virtual background where the Jets logos kind of pop in and out, where we have the new one, like this one above my head is the one that, like, if you wear this out in public, like, what is this? So I know a lot of people ask themselves that way. They're like, are you a fan of like some Canadian team of some sort? Like, what the hell is that logo? So I do not have that hat yet, but no, I just love that they went back. So like, I just tried to kind of say to myself, like, take a step back and say, I just appreciate that they changed it, and I'll try not to be picky about it. But yeah, also we get a Ron Weiss in here saying Edward Dice Clay. We're getting a little bit of that right now. I love it. Bada bing. We're getting some.
Well, I just want to know if people agree with me that they should have just left it original. I mean, I just want, like, if we could have like a little survey. Do they like the Klecko logo, or do they like the new revamped logo?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will. We will gauge the fans on that. I will get back to you on some poll results.
And it's not even so much that they changed it. It's the lame excuse they gave. Oh, we made it look faster.
Yeah.
They made it look more like a cargo plane.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in there calling it the letter opener logo, the green bottle opener logo, the fancy butter knife logo. Boy, yeah, not a bow and arrow champion logo. Oh, wow. People are really getting creative here in the chat. So, yeah, we're getting a little bit of that action.
But I do like that they went back to it, because
yes,
it's the only logo that we've ever had that actually has a freaking jet on it.
You would think that's an important feature, for a team that is checks.
I know Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. He was saying that we should have gone to a like machine gun gray helmet with a fighter jet on it. I think that's a little bit too much of a departure.
Quite.
But I get the idea.
Yeah, I like the creativity. Hey, I'd rather you be too creative. I got to rein you in as opposed to too simplistic. And you have to say, "Come on, let's do something here." So yeah, I don't mind I don't mind ideas. Yeah.
Could you imagine if the players on the team took an X-Acto knife and a ruler and sharpened the point?
Yeah, just kind of a slight alteration. Yeah.
NFL would probably like issue all sorts of stupid fines.
That's probably true. I would. They find them for wearing the wrong socks. But yeah, go ahead.
Here's my final grievance of the day.
Yeah,
this is just grievance day.
Sure. Yeah.
I remember they used to have uniform police in the NFL, and you had to have your shirts tucked in, and the players looked better. And now you see all these guys, even when they're doing advertising photos, they got their undershirts hanging out over their pants. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I'm a purist. I think everyone should have their shirts, their uniforms tucked in. It just looks so much more professional. And baseball players got to go back to the high socks.
There you go. I'm a fan on all fronts. Look good, play good. Let's get those high socks back.
Thank you, dude.
Wow, easy. Airing of grievances. That's a segment and a half. Wow. Yeah, there was a little Andrew Dice Clay there. Hickory dickory dock. I won't say the rest, but you know what I'm talking about. Andrew Dice Clay fans in the audience. All right, let's go to our cigar smoking fan, Neil Sr. here on the show. What's up, brother?
What's up, Paul? How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man.
Flipping on YouTube. I saw you were on. I know you're on early in the morning. I was on once with your dad, who I think is great, but I can't wait for us to stick it up as you know what when we go all the way 20-0.
Yeah.
That's nobody mentions the reference that Saleh made in his press conference the other day when he said that he's putting a pitch count on the offensive lineman because he wants Tyron Smith to be available for all 20 games. A lot of people didn't see that. He snuck that in there.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. If you're observing this team, right? and you see the first couple of days of training camp, and you see Rodgers going up and down the field like we're playing the worst defense in football. This is unbelievable. You know what? It's just, you know, I, and again, I don't know. You know, I've been a 58-year fan. I was at the Jet Raider championship game. I haven't missed a snap preseason. I watch every Jet game
I
since
love
I'm
that.
8 years old. 8 years old. Okay,
That's an investment. Yeah.
and for me to still be positive at this stage is pretty amazing, even for
I love
myself.
it. Yeah.
I can't even. I know a lot of my friends, a lot of people I know that are above. I used to go on Beningo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Beningo and Roberts. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Jet Week of the Patriots in the divisional round. I literally stood on hold for 3 days. You know, like I went on,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
went on again. By Wednesday, I was on every day, and Beningo called me the most optimistic Jet fan. I said to these guys, I was so sure, Paul, we were going to win that game against the Patriots. So sure. And they were all poo-pooing me, calling me a joker. And boy, on that Monday, did I have a blast.
Ooh.
I went on there, and Beningo still remembers it, how I ranted, and I was screaming because, again, my octave level is probably unmatched. If I'm at a game or I do a Jet chant,
Yeah.
people hold their ears in front of me. That's how loud I can get.
I
So
love that.
King Lowski maybe gets close, but I save mine up for the games. I'm a
Yes.
game monster. You know, I hold my voice. You know, I smoke a lot of
Smart.
cigars. I'm
Yeah.
not as young as I used to be. So, like great singers, you know, like the old Who band and Daltrey and all these guys, I have to reserve my voice
Of
to
course.
important times. You know,
As a professional.
when it
Yeah.
really counts.
Yeah.
Like L5 on the opener, which I'm hoping you'll be there. I will be on top of a pickup truck doing rants, you know, doing the Jet chants and leading the way.
I will
So
be there. Yes.
it's going to be an exciting time. I don't know if you're aware of it. I am the only guy that gave us a 20-0 perfect season forecast. That was my my rant. So because I really believe, Paul, and you know, I was equally excited when we got Brett Favre.
Yes,
And
me too. Yeah.
and you know, when we had that season going and we beat the Titans, who were 10-0, and we were 8-3, boy,
8-3.
I tell you, man, I was like on cloud nine.
The world
And then
was
we
there.
had it right there in our grip, and it disappeared. So
And all the talk of that year, like they were at 8-3. I saw the little playoff graphic. Jets #1 seed. They're like, oh boy. They're like Super
my
Bowl. Now they're playing for playoff positioning, and I'm just like dreaming. I'm like, this is
I
it.
know. It
Brett
was
Favre, this
crazy.
team, this roster, this coaching staff. We have it. And
Yes.
then we somehow go for that to not even making the freaking playoffs. 1-4 down the stretch because Brett Favre, that stupid torn bicep,
And then
never
he
reported.
dumped us like a leper. You know, he just ran away from us to Minnesota. What a puss!
And
I gotta
then
tell you,
it would have felt a lot better for me. He goes to Minnesota, and then he just sucks, right? He's just old and falls off a
Right.
cliff. He had 33 touchdowns and 7
I
picks
know.
that year. One of the best years he's ever had. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Where the hell was this? You know, brutal.
But Paul,
I'll
that
never remember
that shows you what a motivated quarterback can do when he's of a Hall of Fame caliber. So
Yeah.
what everybody's not realizing is Aaron Rodgers is going to play his ass off. Okay, for anybody to fantasize that this guy doesn't care about football and worries about Egypt and all this other bullshit, let me tell you something right now. This guy is so pumped to win a championship that he would play with crutches this year if it comes down to that. He is not going to come off the field. He's going to play all 20 games, and he is going to stick it up everybody's you know what. And this media, I can't stand them. I got to tell you, man, and I've said it on Jake's show, and you know, this media is just it's abusive, and it's just so horrible. But you have to have that negativity to make it taste sweet. You know, nothing tastes sweet than to drink somebody else's tears. It's
Yeah.
if everybody is we're gonna win the Super Bowl and everybody's on the same think about this. By the 5th or 6th Super Bowl, being a Patriot fan, how excited could you get, really? All you're worried about
Honestly.
is planning your Super Bowl party, where you're gonna be, and let's get it going here.
Right, there's no receipts to collect. All these people that are
Right.
dunking on the Jets consistently, they've given us plenty of bulletin board material for this Super Bowl run.
And you think about how much material, Paul. You're talking about a lifetime of material. I mean, it's you really can't even blame. Look, I have guys that have invested. I go to tailgates.
Yeah.
And I have 3 tailgates that I usually attend because, I'm a bit of a nutcase,
Yeah.
But when I go to these tailgates and I have, guys that have invested and paid for PSLs for field level seats, $45,000 a seat, and the bitterness that these guys have towards the organization, it's understandable. However, your eyes, again, my favorite song is Pearl Jam, One Day We'll Go All the Way, with the Cub song. That is my favorite song, okay, from Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for somebody to tie in the lyrics of that song into a Jet song, because someday we're going to go all the way, and this is the year I feel it's going to happen. And not only do I feel this year, I just feel like we're going to just turn it on the next couple seasons. And this roster, just everything about the team, I have no doubt in my mind that this is really going to be our season. The football gods, looking at our injuries over the last 2-3 years, Paul.
Yeah.
It's just we're ready.
We're due.
I really
We're due.
thought.
Yeah.
I thought last year was going to be the Cinderella year. With Rodgers
Me
coming
too.
back and taking us on a run, but we couldn't get that goddamn 1 or 2 games. I really got to tell you, if we and I screamed all week long, get Simeon in there earlier. We could have had Simeon. Why we went with what's his name, the other
Tim
kid?
Boyle. Ugh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean,
Good
I think
Lord.
they did that out of spite, just to
God's
show
sakes.
people how bad he would be to make Zach look better. It
Yeah.
was just embarrassing. And I say, look, if you went with, think about that. Simeon was 2-1. If we had Simeon the other 3 games, we only needed 1 more game prior to that other one where it would have made a difference. And we see Rodgers come back, and I'm telling you, just with that alone, knowing what we've done, because I think the second half of the season, if I'm not mistaken, I think our O-line played a little bit better there the last 3 or 4 games, right, Paul?
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
it wasn't
that's
it wasn't a train wreck. I think
No.
it was a train
Yeah.
wreck like games 3 through 8 or
Oh,
9.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It was awful.
It was brutal because they kept tossing new guys in, and everybody was
Mm.
just going week to week. But the one thing I noticed, out of looking at these camp practices, that wall is there, and our defense is having a problem getting up against that wall. I mean, you look at Tyron just JJ looked like I couldn't even see his body. You can't even see when Smith is blocking you on the edge. You can't even see the other guy's body. Forget about him getting past. You don't even see the other guy. He's just mush. And you put that all together, and this line, could be, knock wood, could be a line like we had back in the day, when we made our run. It could be health-wise, if it stays healthy, you got 3. If you add Pittman in there, I think you have 3 potential Pro Bowlers on that offensive line. And when's the last time we had 3 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line? Tell me.
I know we had Brick and Mangold, but yeah, right. I don't think there was a third in that same run.
No, it wasn't. And I'm going to tell you something. I love the Brickashaw because he was a Iron Man, okay? But he was not Tyron Smith. Let's be real.
Definitely
okay?
not.
No,
not
he was
close.
not in that category. He was a nice player.
Very solid. Yeah.
Solid. He gave up his sacks, but he stood tall. But he was nothing like this. There was
Definitely
nothing
not.
like Smith.
This is something different. Yeah.
This is really different. I kind of like the fact that they're pitch counting him a little bit. I really do believe that this year in particular, if we could get really good play out of some of the backups, that we could swap them in there. And I'm anticipating. I make the guys laugh. On Jake's show, and I'm telling you, set halftime. I go out and I smoke a cigar at halftime. I take a little cigar. I smoke my cigar at the tailgate, and I get blasted. I bring something called a concoction. And 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm pouring this concoction in everybody's thing. We're doing tequila shots. I mean, by the time game time comes, most people can't give a shit what happens to the game. It's that bad. It's like we want to numb ourselves so bad for the anticipation of what's about to occur that the fun is really the tailgate. However, I'm always 100% focused, play by play. But I will say this. This year, it's all hands on deck. I'm glad to see, and I pay attention to all you guys. I don't really have a lot of time. I do a lot of work 7 o'clock in the morning, so I see you're on 7:30. So once in a while, I'll catch your show.
I appreciate that.
When I take a break. But I will say that it's nice to see that a lot of guys are finally coming around and starting to say, okay, this is it. Everybody's cautiously optimistic. But as much as I'm excited about myself going down Broadway with confetti in my face, and, I'm excited for you young guys as well, because, look, my boys, I made them Jet fans. My daughter-in-law from Boston, when her mother being a Patriot fan, I turned her to a Jet fan, okay?
Go, God bless
That
you.
was it. I said,
Yes.
you want to be in my family? You get that Jet green on, and
Boom.
you get ready to be a Jet fan. Otherwise,
Great
stay
trade.
in Boston, and good luck.
Yeah.
She turned, okay? And I
Excellent
turn
work.
everybody. Everybody. And I look like the biggest horse's ass right now. I got to tell you, I don't look like anything. I look like, but, I'm gearing up.
Okay.
I have my season tickets. I only started buying, was the guy on last, Ed Ziff?
Yeah.
Ed's a big historian with the Jets, and he made mention of the fake spike, right?
Yes.
The fake spike game that year, Paul. I had tickets on the 50-yard line, third row back, okay, on the 50. All right, Jets side. I literally was screaming at players on the sideline. They were talking, turning around. That's how loud I am.
Wow.
So when the one disadvantage of having that seat is you could not see the right corner end zone.
Oh, right.
From
Obviously.
that seat.
Yes, right.
So we're sitting there, and I'm looking down the field, and I got my head turned. All of a sudden, I see a snap, and I see the guy put the hands up for the touchdown. I got up out of my seat, and I walked. I did not see the play. But I got to tell you, that was, one of many very painful moments, as a Jet fan. But one thing we have to look at.
Yeah.
And over the years, we had Marino, who just absolutely scarred us.
Yeah, he did.
And we had Brady for 20 years that he's just demolished us. And we've
been getting dicked for a while. I mean, that's
right. And right now,
great.
when you look at it, who's in our division and who's quarterbacking?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Josh Allen doesn't scare me.
Okay, I like that.
He does not scare me. Josh Allen, I really think, look, the guy's got a rifle, but I really believe that when the pressure's on him, that he wilts, a little bit, and he certainly wilts with our defense, and he's very easy to confuse. So from that perspective, I'm not afraid of him. I am I would almost guarantee that with this new contract to a guy, that by maybe in the preseason, certainly by game 3, he will be laying on his back, convulsing, and that'll be the end of his career. I hate to say that to Miami fans, but I'm telling you, this guy is not going to last another season. Miami lost a couple real key linemen, right? They lost their center. Who else?
They did, yeah. Yeah, their center's gone. They lost their big guard. Robert Hunt was $100 million man to the Carolina
Yeah.
Panthers. So, they lost some big pieces. Yeah.
Yes, and when you lose pieces like that on the O line,
Yeah.
and against our defense,
Fingers crossed,
when we
baby.
when we turn the power on, oh my God, this guy Tua, I anticipate that we're going to be having a lot of games where we're going to be, 2 touchdowns up, by the third quarter, taking an early exit out of the stadium. That's my anticipation. I don't really see any close games. I really feel that, and I said it on Jake's show the other day, when they had the guy in camp last year, what was his name? The magician. Remember that guy?
Yeah. It's something Oz or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the end, he says, my prediction's 31-21 Jets in the Super Bowl. Okay?
Yeah, over the 49ers.
Against the 49ers.
Right.
That's my week 1 projection.
Okay,
31-21 against the 49ers. That starts us off. And from there, 6-0 is very viable going in, 5-0 into the Buffalo home
game. Yeah.
That's 6. And then from 6-0, that's when they start talking about perfect seasons. And, you're going to see a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see a lot of that because I will tell you, there's no doubt in my mind.
Okay.
Everybody's saying, look, we are all, let's just get average quarterback play. Let's just do this. We have all very tempered expectations. But the reality is there's a really good chance, better than not, that Aaron Rodgers throws up an MVP season. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I just feel it because they have the weapons around them, and they're going to protect them. And when you protect a quarterback like that, you're dead. That guy will torch you worse than Brady. I mean, when you look at Brady and all the time he had and all his big runs, he sat back there with it. He could have sat down and put a table down and had a cup of coffee while he was surveying the field. That's how much protection he had. You give a quarterback protection.
Neil, you're breaking up there, pal. I think your call broke up there. So sorry, Neil, but I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you can feel it in your plums. So let's give it to you. It looks like your call broke up there. It must have been your signal in there. But thank you, Neil. Okay, the legend, smoking the cigar and sharing some chutzpah. We appreciate it. All right, let's hop on over to the phone lines for one more call here before we head on over to the radio station. Let's go FL Phil 98, baby. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Paul?
Excellent. Good to see you, pal.
Yeah, you too. I had a topic that's been talked about a lot is Reddick, and I just wanted to see, because it's probably going to come to fruition pretty soon. Do you have a prediction? Because I have one. I just like to hear, do you have an idea? Is it going to be the 1-year deal, extension? How much money? I'm just curious what you think.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards what we heard from, what's his name? I believe his name is Jason Fitzgerald. He's the over-the-cap guru. He kind of threw out the Khalil Mack comp. He was kind of similar in a different way, where the Chargers said, Khalil, if you don't do an adjustment to your contract, we're cutting your ass or trading you somewhere. And I imagine probably a trade. And so long story short, he agreed to a 1-year deal for $19 million. That's a nice little in the pocket in the middle. It's not the top end, which is Bosa's, the other Bosa, not his teammate Bosa's, his other brother Bosa is making $34 million. It's not that. And it's not where all these other guys have been. Daniil Hunter, Grenard, some of those guys this offseason that have been in that 25. Brian Burns is another one. 25, 28. I don't think it gets that aggressive, but it's a perfect in the middle, like Reddick. This is what I believe. He's going to kick ass this year. He knows it. We know it. As long as he's healthy, he's going to get a lot of stats, which means he's going to be very attractive at a premium position to somebody. Let's pay him a little bit more for now. I think maybe a slight increase on base, but most of it incentive. Again, Tyron Smith has a full playoff package. If the Jets make the playoffs and every playoff win, he gets $250,000 somewhere in that ballpark. Build the same thing for him. And I'm sure the Jets, if they win the Super Bowl, will be very happy. Here's an extra $1 million, pal. Enjoy it, sucker. We just won the Super Bowl. So that would be my preferred package. So he's making 14.25 minus all the fines that can't be waived that he's getting back. So let's call it a $5 million incentive package, give or take. Even allow him, for all this money he's lost, allow him to earn it back by kicking ass. And maybe that's a great motivating factor to get him back. I know technically we can't give you this money back, Hassan, but what we can do is we could build it in incentives and you can earn it back. And you have all this time to get ready over the next month of the season. And if you are as good as you say you are, then that should be no problem for you to collect some of these paychecks that you lost from skipping out on camp. I think that's the result. I don't think if it's a brand new crazy extension, that will surprise me. If it's just a straight up 1 year raise to some unbelievable number like 25-30 million, that would surprise me. So I think it is the compromised happy medium of somewhere in the ballpark of a 1 year deal, max value 19-20 million with those incentives.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to give you the opportunity to make the prediction because it's probably going to happen soon. So we'll see if you're right. I think that the Jets obviously will hold all the cards. He's always known that. He's only playing the one card he's got, which is to hold out and try and get a deal. I would be surprised with any kind of an extension as well. I think the same thing. I think a 20 million max for this year, mostly incentives. But how much do you think they would guarantee for this year?
I think this is part of it, and it's good to talk about because I don't think a lot of people understand this. So, like Hassan Reddick, for instance, this year, again, not including the fines, I'm just including his number, was set to make $14.25 million non-guaranteed. But while technically it isn't guaranteed, I mean it is guaranteed because Hassan Reddick isn't getting cut. So it'd be one thing if we're getting goofy ahead of the new league year kicking off and are the Jets going to cut him or the Jets going to trade him? We're getting ready for the season. So as soon as the season gets here, that money will be guaranteed because he's going to be on the team. So I'm fine. So to your point, I'm fine guaranteeing either partially or all of the 14 because basically that's going to be all guaranteed anyway as soon as he steps foot on the field. Now the incentive stuff, make him earn that. Don't just give him we saw this for somebody else. The name's going to escape me, but they've basically fully guaranteed a singular year, slap him on the ass and let's go. I don't want that because, to be honest, while he has the motivation for the bigger bag after the year, I want him motivated now. I want him motivated as highly as possible. So the more incentives, the better. That's why I'd say I'd even put stuff beyond the thing we have built into the contract for Philly. That if he plays at least 67.5% of the snaps, plus has a double-digit sack season, that for Philly in 2026 goes from a third to a second. I'd go a little more than that. Let's put 12.5 sacks. Let's put 15 sacks. Let's put 17. Let's put 20. Let's put all of those things. And then hopefully Reddick said, he's like, oh, baby, I could get those. I could get those. And he's just constantly chasing the piece of meat in front of him on the treadmill. That's what I want to see personally. So the guarantees probably anywhere from the 10 to 14 million range, but like I said, it's somewhat semantics because he's never getting cut and he's probably not getting traded again by the Jets. So that money will eventually become guaranteed anyway. So it looks great on paper. Look, the Jets guaranteed all this money. And then they're like, well, it would have been guaranteed anyway, but it's a great sales job. And then Reddick gets to save a little bit of face when he shows up to camp and that he's got this major win of something that, quite frankly, really wasn't a major win, but it helps out all parties from a PR perspective.
Okay. The only other thing I wanted to say about it is I think even if the Jets wanted to sign him to say a 3-year deal, because I'm sure that's what he's looking for. He's looking for 3 years, 75 million. Oh, yeah. Even if they wanted to do that, they can't because they could have kept Huff for 51 million. And I just think it puts egg on their face unless Reddick turns out to have 20 sacks a year for 3 years.
Exactly.
So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's got to be a 1-year deal. I wouldn't mind a second year if they could come to terms in the 20 million range, But if they did, it would have to be in the 20 million range with incentives to maybe 25, and he's going to want the bag after this year. So I don't think it can go beyond this year. I kind of doubt that.
I do too. And I would just say to your point, guess if Aaron Rodgers kind of coming out publicly and saying, yeah, no, I plan on playing 2 years last year, not being included. If you want Hassan for the Aaron Rodgers run, shoot, we're on the same page. Great. I want him there for the run too. So yeah, if you could get an additional option year or some guarantee, because I'm sure that's another thing Reddick would be looking for. He'd want the 3-year deal, of course. And if he can't get that, he wants his guaranteed money now, which again, I think is somewhat semantics, and then some guaranteed money next year. So if the Jets move on or anything, he still gets some of the bag. Right now, he's got nothing in the bag because he's on the last year of his deal. So I'm sure he'd want a little bit of security for the following year. So if there's a happy medium, to your point, where it's an incentive package and a sign, if you keep kicking ass, you're getting all the money that you want. Tyron Smith, the thing that I love about him is that he's this Hall of Famer, and he didn't need to come to the Jets. He could have retired and moonwalked into the Hall of Fame if he wanted to. But he called it a fair deal of only getting the $6 million in guaranteed. And he says, hell, there's 13.5 other million that I can earn if I'm as great as I think I am, and I think I'm great. So no problem. Let's sign the deal. So I hope Hassan has a similar mindset for the same thing, because it's all right there. If you're everything you say you are, you're going to get all this money and more.
Yeah, I agree. And to all the people who said, let him rot and all that kind of stuff, we do need him. And if you can come to terms and, without breaking the bank and, trying to make him happy and, all that good stuff, he makes a big difference on this team right now. I think we need him.
100%. Thanks for the call, FL Phil 98. We appreciate you, brother.
Take it easy, man.
All right. And he spoke so much truth. I'm glad we're able to get a prediction out there, because I think he's right. I think it is imminent. I don't know that for a source. I have not spoken to anybody, but I just have it. I feel it in my plums. I feel it in my loins that we're close to something here. Thank you to the 500 people in the room. Appreciate all of you guys. Make sure the free way you guys can contribute to every show is by liking the video, hitting subscribe. We're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. Plus, we're live on Tuesdays and Thursdays with James Woody at 3 o'clock. Plus, we're live with Jake Asman. Me and Jake live every Friday at 3 o'clock. So much content. Hopefully, you guys can enjoy the heck out of it and appreciate the support. And thank you for all the new members today. Again, every member that joins gets access to our Discord, which is spectacular. So please, please, please check that out as well. Again, if you buy a membership to the channel, which is $2.99 a month, you get access to the Discord, where the party continues well after 7:30. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And enjoy padded practice today, and hopefully good Hassan Reddick news to come shortly. We'll see you tomorrow morning for 7:30. No Connor show tonight. He had another conflict, so we'll see if we could get that Connor show in addition to all those other shows I do, like tomorrow evening. We'll keep an eye out for that with Connor's schedule. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Take care.